Hi, I'm Tina.
Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm YahYah.
And this is the Wifey Podcast.
The Tales of the Married Trio.
You guys can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at TheWifeyPodcast.
And despite the name, this podcast is not going to be a pick-me podcast. This isn't going to be a what you should or shouldn't be doing as a wife, as a mother, anything like that. We're just going to be talking to each other about our lives, our experiences, giving our thoughts on and opinions about current events, life in general. So we hope that you guys will enjoy our content and interact with us. We want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and hopefully we're on this journey together.
Yeah, we definitely want to build a community of people, just get everyone together and talk about things that are uncomfortable and confront situations and share our stories. We're all young and we've been married for a while already. Everyone's here been married for a few years. And so I know it's hard being young, especially in today's society, being married so young and the stereotypes of wives. So we hope to just be very inviting, and it's definitely going to be a safe space. We don't judge each other. And we won't judge you guys either. We want to hear your stories, so you can find us on our platforms and definitely reach out to us. Let us know your stories, what you guys are going through, what you guys want to hear. We definitely want to hear it.
Just to give you guys just a little background about us, my name is Emily. I'm 22. I've been with my husband for 10 years, married for 3, and I'm a dog mom.
And to introduce myself, I'm Tina. I'm 23. I've been married for 2 years, but me and my husband have been together for 5 years now, and we have a 2-year-old son.
And my name is YahYah. So me and my husband have been together for 9 years, married for 4, and we have a beautiful daughter together. And I'm 27.
So we're just gonna be talking about a little bit of our individual love stories. So I'll start. I met my husband when I was 6 or 7. My mom, my mom used to always send me to Dominican Republic for vacation. So then Elvin was my neighbor. So I always had a crush on him. Every time we would go to the salon, he used to walk with me and would just wait for me at the salon and stuff like that. And he probably thought, I don't know what he thought, but I was like, to stay with me. So basically, since that time,
Saucy at 6 years old.
I guess you could say, I don't know if it would be like love at first sight, but since I was 6 years old, I know that was my man. So basically, since then, we always had I always had a crush on him, and not until I was 12 is when we actually started talking, or how my mommy likes to say, amiguitos. But we started talking when I was 12, and then basically since then we've always been together. My relationship is just a little bit different from you guys, just for the simple fact that my relationship was a long distance relationship for a long time. Not until we were married for our second year is when my husband finally came, because besides that it was always me traveling to Dominican Republic, which was really hard, and it was like a very big strain, just for the simple fact that you see, basically I was with him middle school and high school, so you seeing people with boyfriend and girlfriend, you feel like you're missing out in life because you can't go on no dates because your man is on the other side of the world. And it's like, it just was it was a hard time when I was growing up. I would be like, oh my god, I'm so done with this, but I still love my man, so I was gonna leave him. So but thank God, 10 years later and 3 years of being married, we finally live together, and that's it. We've just been happily married since then with a dog. That's it.
You guys, comment your flag if you're a Latino. We all Latino here. So we're all Dominican, and I know y'all Puerto Rican, got a little flavor. Okay. So just comment your flags, and even if you're not Latino, no matter where you're from, just comment your flags. Let us know where you're from, your backgrounds, your cultures. I know there's a lot of different people that are going to be watching this
and especially
relating.
To that, the long distance thing. That's another thing. Like, we're not just all from the same walks of life that we met our husbands, settled down right away, and had kids and everything. Like, no, some of us, like I think you had that difficulty of having to be far away from your partner, and that's not easy.
Yeah. It's interesting to see like a different perspective that's not traditional. Like, for example, just to kind of introduce me and like how me and my husband were. So we met in high school. We went to the same high school, and I wouldn't really say like high school sweetheart kind of thing, because he was a grade above me, and we didn't actually like start talking until he had he was in the summer about to go into senior year. And even when he was a senior, we were still kind of talking. It really didn't officially like lock down. But I remember, so he had a friend, this girl, I'm not gonna mention any names, but he had this girl, and we had a class together, and I would always ask her like, hey, how is he, like how's everything? And she was like, oh yeah, he's good, whatever. Low key telling him everything that I was saying, freaking trifling. No girl code. This girl telling this man everything, but whatever. And then I would ask his friend, not gonna mention no names either. I would ask his friend too, like, hey, how's your little friend, whatever. And then we actually started talking right before he graduated. And I remember I went to his graduation too, because one of my friends was graduating, and we just hit it off from there. Like, I remember we got together, and it was pretty cool. I don't know, like, we've been together for like 5 years already, and we had a kid. So that's pretty much how it went. We went through a lot of ups and downs, especially being parents, you know. For any parents out there, you know, comment how many kids you have, when you had your kids. Let us know your pregnancy story, because girl, that is a
That's
video
another
for
topic.
another day. Being pregnant ain't no joke. I feel like men, I'm sorry, y'all got it too easy. Y'all don't gotta worry about monthlies. Y'all don't have to worry about getting pregnant. Y'all don't have to worry about anything. So I feel like y'all just too easy. Too easy. God made y'all too easy. So yeah, like we went through a lot, especially being as parents. It was definitely tough, but I kind of would like to hear you guys' perspective, because you guys have been together with your man like way longer than me. So that would be interesting, like just to hear you guys' perspective on that.
So with me and my husband, we also met in high school. Although we we didn't know each other, but we had gone to the same middle school too. But we weren't hanging out with the same people, or we were, but we just never crossed paths. He was actually really close friends to one of my best friends in middle school and my cousin, and yet we never crossed paths in middle school. We didn't meet each other till freshman year in high school. And when we met, I instantly, it was like love at first sight. I was like, oh, he's so fine. I was like, he's my type. He's lean. He has curly hair. He's Dominican like me. I was like, that's mine. So I immediately had a crush on him ever since I first met him. And then I would tell my best friend, who's also his best friend from a very long time, and yet we never crossed paths. That was weird. I was like, he talking to somebody? And she was like, I don't know, girl, but I don't think so. Either way, though, it was very one sided. Like, I had a crush on him, but he did not like me. He did not like me for like the first, I want to say like the first 2-3 years of high school. We had classes together and stuff, so we would talk to each other, and we rode the same bus for a few years. But like, no matter how hard I was trying to like really get him to talk to me, he was just like, girl, I don't like you like that. It wasn't until our like the year right before our senior year that we started talking, and that's when I guess we started. It's a very detailed story. I'm not gonna get too into it unless that's what we're doing today. But yeah, like one day, I don't know, like I was with my ex, and then we broke up, and then I guess he kind of was like, oh, now that she don't want me no more, he's like trying to pay attention to me now because I didn't want him at the time.
Men do that all the time. Whatever
So
they
then
can
that's
have,
when
they
he's
want.
that's when he started paying attention to me when I was with my ex. And then me and my ex broke up, and I started talking to him again. And then once he started to show interest, I was like, oh, okay, finally. So we started talking, and then we did make it official. By the time we graduated, we were together. and we've been together ever since. We had our daughter 3 years ago, and we got married during the baby shower, actually, because I was like, listen, I'm not this. She's not coming out unless I got an official ring on my finger, and we could look it up in the courts that we're together because we're not doing that. I'm not, no shade, but I'm not a baby mama. So yeah, and so our story is pretty funny because he did not like me.
So not even to like kind of piggyback on that, like I remember like how I told you like I would ask about him like to his friends and stuff like that. But what's funny is that he was low key in my DMs too. Like so it was like we both had a crush on each other, but like we didn't really confront it until one day he came up to me and was like, cut the shit. Cut the shit right now. Like it's because I had a boyfriend too at the time. I was a little mischievous, I'm not gonna lie. That man just wasn't it. And I was just like tired of the same boring old thing with my ex. And just being like, I don't know if you guys ever gone through that, but like just being so like, how do you say that? Like being so caring and so like giving your all to that person, and then they kind of just take it for granted and you're just like, okay, I'm done. Like you just clocked out of the relationship. Like I know right now a lot of people are talking about like that when a woman clocks out of the relationship, when like how the signs of that.
Yeah.
I feel like that definitely was me in that situation. Like I definitely clocked out of that relationship and I was like, okay. And then I was kind of on to the next little fast, but I don't know, I was just always so he was always so flirty and so like had this thing, like he was so smooth, like you know what I'm talking about, like I don't know how to say it, like
we all know each other from a long time. That's some context, okay? Like we know each other's husbands, we know a little bit of everything about each other because we're cousins, and then through my brother's side of the family, we're cousins too, in a way.
We're all family in a way. And my husband grew up with her, so you know what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. Y'all know, both of you actually, y'all know.
I want to hear about that story of when you guys were little and like for whatever reason that day you just were so mad at him and you like threw some. What was that story?
Oh, so let me tell you guys about the day I threw a rock at my husband. That's when he fell in love with me. So basically, like I said, like my mom, every time we had summer, my mom would just send us to Dominican Republic so that we wouldn't have to spend the summer here. And we were basically used to play a lot, and I forgot exactly what was it. I think he said something about my brother. Like I'm always that one sibling that's like very overprotected over their siblings. So then I got pissed and I threw a rock at him. And then he went home crying. And then after that, I thought I was like, oh my God, he's never gonna talk to me again. He's not gonna like me. And then basically I had to go to his house with my grandma because I got smacked because of that. I had to go to my grandma's house and I had to go over there and say sorry to him and his mom for hitting him with a rock. But
la tóxica.
10 years later and we're still here.
Oh my God.
Le gusta que le dan golpe.
What he thought was like what made him be like, dang.
I need me a strong woman like this. That's just gonna correct me and put me in line.
It knocked sense into him that day.
Yeah. So just to give context, like you said you had siblings. How many siblings do you have?
I have 4 siblings. I have 2 sisters and I have 2 brothers, and then I'm the 5th one.
For my mom's side, I am one of 4, and then on my dad's side, I have 2 brothers and I also have 2 sisters.
And I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. My siblings, man, I think we can all relate to that. Siblings are just, I love them like they're my children, especially like being one of the I'm the oldest out of my siblings, but being the oldest, I feel like it's a different pressure, man. Like you're not the youngest, but you are.
I am the 2nd oldest, but at this point, I should have just been the oldest
because
no shade to my brother. I just feel like I'm the one that's like kind of like the head of all of them, and they just if we were to depend on my older brother, the oldest one, we would just like be in chaos all the time. So I think that's what God sent me.
Oh my gosh, someone has to be
The voice of reason.
yeah, the
Yeah.
voice of reason in the
Definitely
family.
it's me in this case.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that coming from a household where we have siblings and we have, that dynamic, not being only children, that also helped us, I think, in our relationships a bit.
Yeah.
Because my husband also has siblings. He's the middle child and he's the only boy. I think that was a very different upbringing than
Yeah.
from my upbringing, being the oldest daughter in my household. So, like, that kind of goes into our relationship as far as like how we handle our day to days and our responsibilities. He's a very responsible person. I will say that. Like, out of like men in general, I feel like I got very lucky because he's one of those that, yeah, you kind of have to, because he's a guy at the end of the day. You have to
Yeah.
tell them what to do a little bit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, we take turns kind of like telling each other how to lead each other and stuff like that. He's not one that I feel like he's like another kid basically to take care of. Sometimes it feels like that, but I feel like for him it feels like that with me too. So I feel like it's really reciprocated. But I like that, like the fact, even though he's the only boy, and you know how Hispanics are with their
Yeah.
boys, especially if they're
Yeah.
the only boys.
Oh boy, you're telling me.
So I feel like despite that, he's very responsible. He's very like, I can depend on him, because if I would have been had to keep playing that big sister role even in my relationship now, I don't think it would have lasted.
Yeah. I mean, we all know, I know you know, even though that you're not the oldest, but the pressure that we have, like in a Latino household, I know that's not the same for everyone, but I know for us, definitely being the oldest female Latina in your house, like the pressure that's
Mm-hmm.
put on you versus your siblings, just to you're held up to a different standard, I think.
My honest opinion, I think that just being a female at all is totally different. For example, my upbringing with my brother,
Mm-hmm.
even though he was the oldest one, was totally different.
Yeah.
Like he would get away with anything that he wanted, and then the only one that will get like in trouble, and the one that had to clean, and the one that had to do everything. I feel like it always tends to be like the female. At least in my household, it was like that.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I don't know. I feel like if I could change anything one day when I become a mom, it's probably that. Like kind of like raise my kids equal the most as I can, because you could definitely like tell the difference. And I think in our family, especially, we'll know that like there's always a different type of love that is like it's not something that is like kept a secret. It's literally you can see it
Mm-hmm.
of the difference of between when you have a female. It's like, oh, you have to be strong and you have to cook and you have to do all of this stuff. But then it's like if it's your brother, it's like, oh, I'm a niño. I can do this for a niño. Or this, I'm like, he's not a niño. He's grown.
Yeah, just breaking that generational curse, and I see that a lot now in like our society, especially like people raising their kids now
Mm-hmm.
on social media, just being on like social media in general. I've seen a lot of people talk about that and wanting to kind of break that generational curse of raising women and men different. And I feel like that does create a disadvantage for men because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of men right now in their 20s, I would say, because that's kind of like the age range, like in their early late 20s, who are still needing to be dependent on someone. And I feel like that's very common in Latin culture with men that age. And I think that if I could say anything to those men, it would just be try to be more independent, try to do your own laundry, wash your own dishes, separate your whites from your darks. um, just giving that advice because I know, and parenting doesn't come with a manual, like it's really hard being a parent. Um, it is kind of hard being a parent, and we try our best, we try with what we see around, like in our family, in our culture, and what society, I know that plays a big role too, like Coco Melon or Miss Rachel, it's whatever you want to show your kid. And I feel like in the end of the day, no one's parenting is the wrong way of parenting, because in the end of the day, you know what your child needs best.
Yeah, and everybody's different. Everybody's different. All their kids are different, you know. So yeah, I feel like all you can do is try to do your best. That's all. That's all they want to. Your
Yeah.
kids, like you think. I get this feeling all the time with my daughter. Like I feel like I should be doing more. Like, oh, I didn't play enough with her today. Oh, I
Yeah.
feel like I should have given her this to eat instead of that, or I shouldn't have let her done this. Blah blah blah. But probably in her mind, she's like having the best time, and she just
Yeah.
loves me being her mom because she doesn't know anything else. So I
Yeah.
feel like also you just gotta cut ourselves some slack, because if you let other people tell you that you're not doing a good job,
Yeah, it's just gonna like eat at your self esteem as a parent.
but that's parenting.
Yeah.
We're talking. Well, let's get a little bit more into our tea. You know, I know we all said we had some ups and downs. We don't even know all of our teas.
Yeah.
I know a little bits and pieces. So this is going to be new for, I think, all of us, not just
Yeah.
you guys. So all of what we're going to hear and talk about is going to be
Interesting. Learning more about each other. I'm kind of happy to start this journey with you guys.
Yeah.
Just learning more and getting closer to both of you. Building a friendship and a bond with this podcast. I'm excited.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just excited. This journey is something new and something fun. It's an idea that we all came up like together, and just to give you guys a background of what made us come up with this idea is basically all of us relating to one topic. And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like in life you going through things and you think that you're the only one going through it, but you're really not. There's like 1,001 other people going through the same thing. And sometimes just having like a safe place to discuss what things are you going to relate. Sometimes you hear their point of view and then you're like, oh damn, maybe the way that I was looking at it was wrong, or what she's saying is true, or just vice versa. I just think that just us as a group talking to each other and just giving us each other our opinions and stuff like that, I think that just helps us, because at the end of the day everybody needs a little bit of guidance. And at the end of the day it's just advice. It's not that, because I know there's some people that you give them advice and then they get upset that you didn't take the advice that you gave them, but it's advice. So it's just a safe place. So I'm really excited to do this with you guys.
Yeah. I think just kind of piggybacking on that, taking advice from people, I feel like I feel like we all mutually want to just express like our gratitude to everyone watching this, thanking everyone, you know, being able to have a platform. I'm very grateful to even be able to speak to people and just express our story, give our story and talk to you guys in the comments. Definitely comment what you want us to talk about, or
Give us
what
topics.
you want to express. Like I said, this is a safe space. We won't judge you. Please don't judge anyone in the comments, y'all, please.
You will be blocked.
For real, you
Keep
will
it
be
cute.
blocked. Keep it classy, y'all, because
We're not trying to hurt nobody.
yeah, we're not. And like you said, people really do be going through things quietly, like
Yeah.
behind closed doors.
Mhm.
And you see that more and more today, that there's not a lot of people that can find friends or feel like they don't have friends. So make this your space.
Yeah.
We are your friends. You can talk to us. Let us know everything that's going on.
Yeah, and we want to keep it real too. We want to make sure that we're not, being too sweet, too sugarcoating, because then that's not gonna be real. Like we're gonna talk about stuff that's gonna make us uncomfortable, and sometimes those conversations they're necessary because you
Yeah.
can't move forward unless you address something.
Sometimes you think just sometimes there's somebody out there that could relate to what you're saying, and you never know, maybe that one thing that is like, oh my god, why is this happening to me, there's somebody else out there that's going through the same thing, and they could be like, hey, try this and that, and maybe that help you better. So I just think that this is a great thing to do. I think that we would love to hear um your ideas and your thoughts. For example, today we talked about our how we met our loved ones and how long have we been married. So we would love to hear your stories and your love lives and how that planned out. And yeah, we're just excited to
And
share
even
this
if
with
you're
you.
single, you still have a spot here, guys.
Yeah, because we don't talk about. We're not just gonna talk about being married. We're gonna talk
Of
about
course.
things going on from what we hear from other people that aren't married and are dating and stuff
Of
like that.
course.
Because listen, some of their stories are crazier than ours. I'd be like, what the?
I know some of y'all be a little hot girl or a little hot boy, okay?
And no judging. This is not a judging zone, okay?
Yeah.
Because we know we're not. We're nobody to judge. We
Of
have our
course.
own stuff that we are proud of, and you're gonna hear some of that. It's gonna be hard for me personally to share because I'm also very private. We're all very private.
Yeah.
So this is actually really ironic that we're doing
I
a
like
fucking
I
podcast.
just want to keep it like it might be real raw and vulnerable. And again, you know, just being open. Maybe even in the comments, you guys can find people who are expressing their story and you relate to them. Reach out to them, talk to them. You know, we're trying to build a community here where we can talk to people and really just learn from other people and learn from their experiences.
So that being said, can we all kind of take our little turns and we'll talk about like how we actually got together, the days that we decided this is gonna be official.
That's a funny story.
Yeah, for real.
We're here to talk about it. So, let's get into the nitty gritty. You guys want me to start or who want to start?
I'll start. So it's funny because literally the way that I decided that we were finally official is when my little 12-year-old self came home from Dominican Republic. I was staying at my best friend's house and we were just having a sleepover. And then the thing is, she will help me because the thing is, my husband, I knew how to speak Spanish. I just, at that moment, I did not know how to read Spanish or how to type Spanish. So then I had my best friend that she knew how to read and write. So then I'm like, girl, I need you. So then
That's a real
she,
one.
she
That's a
was
real one.
she was texting him for me, and then I'm like, I told her, I'm like, ask him if he has a girlfriend. And then he responded back, yeah, but ask Emily if she has a boyfriend. And then like he said, yeah, I said, yeah. I'm like, well, we're together. And since then, our anniversary has been 0811.
Oh my god, really? My anniversary is 0711, girl. Be for real. So the way that things were official, so my husband, he used to work at Papa John's, y'all, and he would literally after work, he would be like, "Babe, you want me to bring you food or something?" And that day, I was so hungry, bro. I literally slept the whole day. I was so lazy. I remember. And I was like, I really want to go to the pool. Mind you, it's 8 o'clock at night. Okay. And I'm like, I want to get in the pool. I want pizza. Like, I'm trying to have a party. Okay. And it's 8 o'clock at night. And at that time, I was like 16, 17. And I remember I was just like, yeah, bring pizza, bring soda. Like, I'm going to go with my sisters. We're going to go to the pool, whatever. And that day, Carlo brought me food. Like, we went and we were there. We were just talking and stuff. He was being all a little flirty as always, being saucy. And that day, I don't know, like, that was the day I knew, like, damn, I really love this man. Like, this man done brought me food. Like, because that was normal. Like, he would literally tell me every day, like, babe, do you want food or this and that? Which don't come for me. I know Papa John's is not healthy, y'all, but it is what it was. It gave what it gave at the moment. And so he was always like making sure I was good. Mind you, at that time, I worked at Chipotle, and y'all, this man ate every day at my job. Like, he literally ate there every day. I made sure my man was fed. Okay, don't play with me.
That was the plan.
So, that was the plan, You give man food, he gets his heart. So that day, yeah, we're just there talking, and a few days later, he was just like, "Girl, we're making this official." I was just like, "Yeah, okay, it is what it is," and we've been together ever since that day.
So for me and my husband getting together, we had been talking for a little bit before we made it official, and I remember TMI. I am so sorry for if any relatives or my elders are watching this. we're gonna get a little spicy right now. But I remember I was like 17, 18, and no, 17 about to be 18, because our anniversary is actually the day after my birthday. Oh, I'm sorry, the day before my birthday. So I remember I was like, we had already been talking, and by that point, I already like trusted him as a friend first and foremost, but also, I felt like I was also in a place where I didn't necessarily feel like I wanted to be with him that bad anymore. It was just like a thing where if we are, we are. If we're not, I don't mind being friends with you because I like our friendship.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was ready to have sex. That was really it. Like, I just wanted to experience that. So I told him, I was like, listen, like, I don't trust nobody else on the level that I have with you. So if I have anybody to share this experience with, I want it to be you. So he was like, all right, of course, because he's a guy. And also because he liked me at the time, unknowingly to me, because at the time we didn't really talk our feelings. We were just talking.
Yeah.
So we made it official on like that day, like, okay, so what are we gonna do? So we ended up doing this on senior skip day. My mom thought, I don't know what she thought. I don't remember what I told her, whether I went to school that day, whether we skipped, and when I told her we skipped and we went somewhere else, but really I went to his house. And so we
Did the deed.
we did the thing, yeah.
You did the deed.
And I'm expecting like that's it, we're done, like we're just gonna hang out afterwards and that's it. But no, literally afterwards he was like, so do you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like, yes. I've been waiting for this.
You put it on him and he fell in love.
So yeah, that's pretty much how it went. Like,
I'm sorry, sir, if you're watching this.
so I was like, yeah, I want to, like, hell yeah, we just did this. I'll be your girlfriend. Shoot. So we ended up making it official that day. So now our anniversary is September 15th, the day before my birthday. I got birthday sex.
Oh my god, so you lost your V card to your man.
Officially.
Wow. Officially.
Yeah. I'm not
That's
gonna get
so
into
sweet.
that.
No, we don't need to get into that today. Or at all. But that's so sweet.
Girl,
That's
I was
nice.
thinking I was not thinking that was gonna come of that. I literally
Yeah.
thought we were just gonna continue being friends after that. Like, okay, what now? We're gonna go get pizza?
Yeah.
Not like, do you want to be my girlfriend?
It's just funny. I just like hearing you guys' stories because I just see the difference between you guys and me.
Yeah.
That it's like, yeah, I had to wait all the way to summer to do anything. So are there any of you guys doing long distance relationship? It works. It just takes a lot of patience, but it works out. 10 years
And
later, we're still good.
I like that because we all had different ways of how we got with our significant others, people can relate to that. So if somebody has a long distance relationship, they can relate to you. If somebody did things kind of the opposite, which is like have sex first and then make it official, they can relate to me. And then if it's like
girl,
a natural
baby.
thing,
No, don't say that. Because girl, we did the deed before we got together.
Oh, okay.
So.
That just goes to show that whole conversation of like, oh, don't give it up too early. You never know.
Yeah, you never know, girl. No, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm sorry to anybody who's watching this that's related to me. But yeah, girl, we did the deed before we got together too. Like, I think it was like 2 weeks before we got together.
It didn't take long.
Yeah.
He's like, I need that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that was hopefully, good for you guys so that you can kind of relate to us just now and get to know us a little bit. And hopefully this was a good introduction for you guys.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching our video. And hopefully, yeah, if you made it this far, you're a real one. Okay, comment below how far you made it. If you made it this far, comment a little purple heart. That's how I know you're a real one on the Wifey podcast. And maybe we'll shout you out in the next video.
We just want to thank you for taking the time to watch our video. We just would like to hear your opinions, how you guys met, how did you guys make it official. If there's anybody that's doing long distance like I was, anybody that had their experience like these lovely ladies, and we just want to say thank you for watching us and You could stay up to date with our content by looking at our Instagram, our Facebook, and our TikTok and YouTube at the Wifey Podcast.
Okay. See you guys next
See you guys next
time.
video.
Bye.